All right, so what we're dealing with, we're graphing linear functions and equations that are already in slope-intercept form. So it's just kind of like it's the next step of us actually we're identifying the slope, we're identifying the y-intercept, and then you guys have been able to identify the equations and write the equations, but now you're actually going to take the equations in slope-intercept form and actually put it to a graph. So let's look at this. So for example, in y equals 2x minus 3, you've been able to identify, yes, the 2 is your slope. And then you look at the negative 3, this is going to be my y-intercept. So I'm looking at the 2 as my m, that's my slope, the negative 3 as my b, the slope or the y-intercept. So now all I have to do to actually graph this is just simply start with my y-intercept. Well, I look at my y-intercept, it's negative 3. So I go to the graph, plot negative 3. That's all I'm doing. I plot that y-intercept. So from there, now, using what we've learned, rise over run, is simply, I'm going to go up 2 and over 1. So I go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, and I continue that on. And that line, actually, it can go like on and on forever. And it can do the same thing another way. So I can go down 2, remember that's negative, and negative, which makes a positive. So in this case, I'm going to have a positive slope. And so from there, I have my plotted points. So then I look at my line. I'm going to connect my points. And I see I have a linear function with a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of negative 3. So one more for practice. What I actually want you to do is go ahead and pause the video. I want you to try this one before I actually do it. So pause the video for a minute. Try to actually graph this one, and then I'll explain it. All right. So by now, as you've tried it, so I want to see if what you did actually matched, and where it is. If you have any questions, make so you can ask tomorrow. So again, when we look at this, y equals negative 3/4 x minus 3. We have a fraction. That's what we want right here. We have the fraction, so we can actually use our rise over run. So again, I'm going to start as my y-intercept. In this case, it's going to be negative 3 again. I used the same one, I think. So we go negative 3. And then I used actually negative 3/4. So if I look at negative 3/4, that means I can go my rise, or I can fall down 3, and then I go over 4. Now, when I dropped 3 because that was a negative. So now when I went to the right, that's going to be a positive. Negative and a positive is going to equal a negative. So in that case, now I can go back to my negative 3, and I can go up 3. That's a positive, so that means I'm going to have to go negative 4. And then I plot my point there. So now, and I can do that again, and it's going to be way out here. So then when I draw my line, it's going to be, and I can connect, I have my line, and that is simply taking what you have learned as far as identifying the slope, identifying the y-intercept, actually creating your equation. Now we're taking the equation and putting it to the graph. And so that is it. If you have any questions, make sure you can either write them down, get them ready for class tomorrow, and I will see you guys tomorrow.